Billions. With a B.
They are from the deli at Albertsons.
I have never seen anybody work so hard not to get $5 million.
Each week we break down another Breaking Bad episode, in order. This week it's Season 5, Episode 6.
Buyout.
I've got 18 details you might not know. We start with the aftermath of the heist with Drew Sharp as dead freight in Kubi's truck. This is pretty grim, so the show focuses on the dismantling and dissolving of the bike rather than Drew himself. I'm pretty sure the tank for this Yamaha bike is polyethylene, the type of tub Walt wanted Jesse to get since it wouldn't dissolve. This is one of the rare scenes with just music and no dialogue, and maybe the only one in which the music is composer Dave Porter's score rather than an existing song like Baby Blue. This is really the actor's hand. He was crouched under a big shell behind this wall of dirt. Right when his hand appears, the music mixes in voices from a boys' choir, although they were stretched and morphed to sound otherworldly. Jesse probably feels extra guilt since the heist was his idea.
Shit happens, huh?
I will not have my children living in a house where killing people is shrugged off as shit happens.
The whole point of this thing was that no one was supposed to know that we were there, right?
No one, other than us, can ever know that this robbery went down. Got it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Todd's pleas echo lots of past points made by Jesse.
I was thinking on my feet. I saw a threat and I took care of it the only way that I could.
Excuse me for thinking on my feet.
You know, at the end of the day, it was him or us, and I chose us.
It is him or us. You understand? It is him or us.
Why don't you step outside for a few minutes so we can talk this through?
I just want to make sure that you know that my priority is this business. My uncle's got his hookups in prison, who I think could be a real help to us.
That dude?
What, John? The boy had seen us. We can't know, but someone
Exactly. We can't know because Ricky Hitler there shot him. And what was that crap about his uncle with the prison connections?
It was foreshadowing.
It seems to me that we have three options. We fire Todd, and we'd most likely have to pay him to keep quiet. God only knows we've got enough of that going on. We dispose of him. We keep him on payroll, under our control. Option 3 would be my choice. Shall we vote? I vote 3, kid.
I guess we'll never know Jesse's vote, but I assume it would have been number 1.
Jesse never wants a person to die, even if they deserve it.
The next time you bring a gun to a job without telling me, I will stick it up your ass sideways. You understand? Yes,
Isn't it funny that Mike didn't spot the gun?
What's with the piece? Right hip inside your waistband?
Okay, if anyone was still with Todd thinking he was just following orders, this has got to take you off of Team Todd, right? It's Blake's Lottaburger again, the official food of DEA Stakeouts. I'm fascinated by his flinch on the third knock. I didn't think he was really writing there, but that seems to be a real pen, and you can clearly see the message revealed early. Hey, Mike's watch says 5:15, but moments ago the agent wrote it was 3:45.
It's a dead drop.
Anybody coming for it?
Could be hours.
This would be so much funnier if Gomi waited hours before doing this. Wait a minute, that doesn't match.
Miracle Whip is not mayonnaise, okay? Looks like it doesn't equal taste like it.
The Miracle Whip versus Mayo debate will continue in Better Call Saul. There's Calendar with an ER again. So many of you are telling me it's the German spelling, but I refuse to believe that Mike's laptop would just have that one label in German. Am I missing something? Are you all just messing with me?
He's been throwing every tail we put on him. One of these days, our pal Airman Trout's gonna slip up. Just gotta be there when he does.
Hey, what is it?
I need them to be safe. Safe from Walt and me. Like what? Like your bad parents? Because you're not even close. There are things you just don't know that if you knew, you'd never speak to me again. Try me.
According to Anna, Skylar was about to tell Marie.
Skylar, you have to forgive yourself for Ted. What? You can't keep beating yourself up over some stupid little affair. Walt told you. Ted is a really good-looking man. I've even thought of, not seriously, but I totally get your temptation. Doesn't it feel good to get that off your chest? Oh, yeah.
This next line was an ad-lib.
I feel better.
But it's great how Marie makes the conversation about herself. This is Walt and Jesse's last cook together because of what happens next.
Yeah, breaking news.
She's a real Albuquerque news anchor, although she has also played a similar role in 2 movies.
14-year-old Drew Sharp was last seen by his parents Thursday morning.
This is often cited as wrong because,
on a Wednesday, a freight train leaves the port of Long Beach.
However, it
stops at a rail yard where it gets broken down and rebuilt.
So after
a final manifest gets uploaded to my company's server.
The rebuilt train indeed passes through New Mexico on a Thursday.
Investigators are asking.
Nothing can change this.
That's just the kid's parents.
I know. Haven't been able to sleep the past few nights. Just thinking about it. But Jesse, in a year and a half, once we've cooked through this methylamine, there will be plenty of time for soul searching.
If it takes a year and a half to use their 1,000 gallons, that means they'd use 12.8 gallons a week. But in last week's deleted scene, Walt said,
1 gallon of 40% aqueous methylamine solution will yield 7.4 pounds of product.
they now make 50 pounds a week, so that's 6.8 gallons of solution a week. Either Walt's already thinking about doubling production, which he'll propose next episode, or there's going to be a lot of
Village, I'll finish this up. Why don't you go on home?
You sure?
Absolutely.
He should not have done that.
This sideways asshole is in my back seat humming Danny Boy, and it just rubbed me wrong.
This rubs Jesse wrong, because clearly Walt isn't really upset about Drew Sharp and losing sleep like he claimed. What makes this more twisted is that he's apparently whistling a song called The Lily of the Valley.
Yeah, I was just leaving.
El Camino starts with their conversation that happens next.
You know he's not gonna be happy. No, I suspect he won't.
That's a huge understatement, and I think Mike knows that.
Only you can decide what's best for you, Jesse.
Hello?
Walter? What are you doing here?
I'm delivering the batch. What are you doing?
Might as well get this over with.
What's going on?
Just since this morning, I threw 3 separate tails, all DEA.
Did they follow you here?
I would never come to the headquarters of our illegal meth operation dragging a bunch of cops, Walter. It would be unwise.
How can you be so sure?
I've been handling it, Walter.
We are sitting on 1,000 gallons of stolen methylamine. You know this can't go on, right?
I've already decided. I'm out.
Sorry to see you go, Mike. I trust that you'll bring Jesse up to speed on your side of the business.
Actually, Mr. White, I'm out too.
That methylamine, when cooked, is worth nearly $300 million. You're willing to walk away from that?
We're walking away from the meth, not the methylamine. Jesse and I'll be taking our 2/3 and we're selling it.
Mike's thinking we'll clear like $5 million each.
You'll be selling to my competitors.
It's a big country, Walter.
Pennies on the dollar, Jesse. And that's what you're gonna sell out for.
$5 million isn't pennies. Are we in the meth business or the money business?
Glad to see you can make it out. I was surprised to get your call.
That's Louis Ferreira, who was the voice of Mazda for 2 years.
We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
I gotta tell you, this is worth it just to get that blue stuff of yours off the market. The blue stuff will be off the market, right? 666, that seems like an odd number. 2/3 of an even 1,000. That's not all the methylamine, is it? I'll pay you $15K a gallon for the full 1,000 gallons. Not a drop less.
It's not mine to sell, Declan.
Well then, no deal, Mike.
Yes? Why don't you come over here?
Walt feels so betrayed, and it's no wonder he compares it to gray matter because he sees it as 2 partners conspiring against him.
Mike's connection wants the entire 1,000 gallons.
Absolutely not.
Did you ever dream of having $5 million? All you needed was $737,000.
$737,000. That is what I need.
Isn't this what you've been working for?
I have not been working this hard just to sell out.
It's not selling out.
It is. Have you heard of a company called Gray Matter? I co-founded it for personal reasons. I took a buyout for $5,000. Care to guess what that company is worth now?
Millions?
Billions. With a B. 2.16 billion as of last Friday. I look it up every week.
That's not healthy. Like the backstory about his father, this is another small piece to why Walt is the way he is.
You asked me if I was in the meth business or the money business. Neither. I'm in the empire business.
800-588-2300 Empire. Today.
Is a meth empire really something to be that proud of?
Skylar, you remember Jesse?
She hasn't seen Jesse since.
My name is Skylar White, yo.
Why don't you stay for dinner?
Nah, Mr. White, I'm gonna go.
Stay. It's okay with us, isn't it, Skylar?
Sure.
Nursing the wine was Anna's idea, and shoveling the green beans was Aaron's idea.
These are great green beans, Mrs. White. I like that you got the slivered almonds going.
You put lemon in there too?
They are from the deli at Albertsons.
Oh, you worked on your shopping then, because
These are choice. I eat a lot of frozen stuff. I mean, pictures are always so awesome. It's like, hell yeah, I'm stoked for this lasagna, and then you nuke it, and the cheese gets all scabby on top, and it's like you're eating a scab. It's like, yo, whatever happened to truth in advertising?
yeah, it's bad.
How's business? Mr. White said you're a great manager.
He did, huh? What else did he tell you about me?
We don't really talk that much about personal things.
He's not wrong. We saw what happened when he tried to share.
Broke it off with Andrea. I'm still gonna take care of the rent and stuff. It's the right thing to do, but
I meant this.
Did you also tell him about my affair? May I please be excused?
You know my kids are gone.
Thank God.
No, I don't mean they're out for the night. She made me kick my own kids out of the house. She told me that she was counting the days until my cancer came back. My wife is waiting for me to die. This business is all I have left now. And you want to take it away from me.
I thought you might try something stupid.
Look, Mike.
Don't bother, Walter. Come join me in the office.
I don't think so.
It's not a request. This deal's going down tomorrow. It's happening.
So it's okay for you to steal my
To
30.
ensure that, you and I are going to spend the rest of the night together like it's my birthday.
Like it's his birthday? What kind of birthday parties is Mike used to?
Let me cook it.
I have never seen anybody work so hard not to get $5 million.
You need to listen to me.
No, Walter, the last thing I need to do is listen to you. Now sit down. Walter, I've got a bit of a quandary.
Mike's dropping Walters like he's not going to be around much longer.
I've got something I need to attend to. I'm going to have to restrain you. Sorry.
That's interesting that he actually apologized. That was pretty dumb. Everyone knows when you yank something like that, the items on top don't go with it. The director sat here and bowled the coffee pot, so they digitally erased him. Although it landed with the handle pointing toward the center of the room, which is the opposite from this shot. It's also weird that the pot is clearly slamming against the camera here, but supposedly just stops in the middle of the room. There's the best shot yet of Bryan's Invisalign bumps. Bryan did actually get some cuts from this. They considered using licorice instead of, but felt like it would look too fake. Supposedly Walt doing this should trip the breaker, but the electricity and burning is real, just like the spark gap that blew up the super lab. The arm is fake, however.
The hair on the arm, and the freckles, and the unfortunate wrinkles that happens.
It's a great looking arm, but once you know, the stillness and the way it drops does look a little fake.
We're here to discuss your illegal harassment.
It's taken a toll on his mental and physical well-being.
Client looks fine to me.
Some hurts only show on the inside.
Where'd you get your law degree, Goodman? The same clown college you got that suit?
You know who likes this suit? Judge Papadumian. You know what Judge Papadumian hates? Police harassment of a senior citizen. Sorry.
This isn't the last time we'll hear about Judge Papadumian. Gomi is basically saying the judge is too liberal.
Schrader's hard-on for you just reached Uncle Milty proportions.
This is a reference to Milton Berle, who had a reputation.
Are you talking about my endowment?
How much time I got?
Maybe 24 hours.
Where is it?
Get out of my way, you sit down!
Hold on! Hey, Mr. White's got an idea.
Count to 3.
You get your $5 million, we both do it, and he gets his methylamine, all right? Just hear him out.
Is that true, Walter? Everybody wins.
That was originally going to be the title of the next episode. Because Walt's whistling was such a turning point, composer Dave Porter whistled the melody for the credits music. You know what time it is. $3K Gaming, Opie, and Jeremy Dick are 6-month members. Congratulations to all 3 of you for earning your 6-month membership badge from YouTube. Opie first appeared in Sunset, and the other 2 of you first appeared in my special RV tape video. Thanks again. Say hi to the new members: Brianeth, Alexander, Dimwitted Fool, Nicholas Lorraine, Dante Fernandez, Samuel Nart, Free Pie for the Win, Daniel Pinto, Damian Treese, Pedons510, Chef Corinth, Sir Walrus, Nachti, Yoplin, Cal, Thanos Snapchat, Krishna, Scott, Brian Derry, Wire, Null Core, Numano Ultramicroscopic Silico Volcano Coniosis, Official Elk, Crimson Hell, Bradley Chen, Mayron, Aiden, Utel, Digital Mountain, Manuel, Tuxman, and Hypernover. Time to repronounce Nikes, and I'll try once again to pronounce Garo. Did I get it right that time? That's right, we're scrolling the member names this time. Let me know what you think, although I don't think this will be a regular thing. Hello, Gato Tonto, Buang, File Not Found, Justin Cage, I see Mr. Cookies and Onsku, as well as Price, Luke, Dr. Coomer, and 6 dogs in our long list of 1-month members. In 2-month members I see Nate, Tucha, and Noelle, who looks an awful lot like Lydia. You 3-month members are a pretty exclusive bunch. And hi to familiar 4-month members like I Can't Bite Ice, Air Dead, and Atmosphere. Next week, if you want me to say your name, now's the time to become a channel member.
The kids, they are safe. Of course they are. I don't think she feels very safe. I think she feels unsafe. She says, I respect you. Yes. I respect you.